Y'all, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show, the podcast, and I, Kenny, kdjTV, as I'm known on the internet, am revitalized, strangely, and full of life. MLB The Show 24, largely, as we know, we can pretty much all universally agree that it has not lived up to any of the expectations we had, especially the ones that built up after the first week to 10 days of the game. However, TA3, man, I'm having fun again. It's cool, it's different, it's controversial, and there are going to be a lot of people in the comments who think it is the dumbest thing they've ever seen, and they're entitled to their opinions. I'm not here to try to sway anybody. I'm not here to tell you you're wrong if you don't like it. I'm just going to take the time in today's episode to tell you why I like it and why I'm having fun. I've said this many times. If you're not having fun with something, even if it's universally loved by somebody else or whatever, you don't have to have fun with it. You don't have to try to have fun with it. You don't have to participate in it. Spend your free time doing what gives you satisfaction. And if this ain't it, it ain't it. And that's fine. But either way, let's get into the episode. How's everybody doing today? Hope you all were able to have yesterday off. I did. Labor Day. We're going to start very quickly by hitting on the controversy. I feel like controversy has like an inherently negative connotation. The differing of opinions on Team Affinity Season 3, Chapter 1. It's always, I always gotta, like, think about it so I don't stumble on my stupid words. Out of position cards are here. Out of position cards are here. We did a quick video last week. I believe it was on Thursday. Just kind of about the release of it. And so, I had worries, right? Let's talk about those worries. What were my worries? Number one, it would not be handled tastefully. It would just be weird. Like, it would be a David Ortiz with 99 speed playing center field. That, thankfully, at least so far, knock on wood, hasn't happened. What SDS has done has made this unrealistic card series about as realistic as humanly possible, and we'll talk about that. Another issue I was concerned about it potentially having is that everyone would just have Joe random batting stances, Joe random pitch mixes, Joe random velocities, Joe random attributes, Joe random pitching windups. None of that is real. SDS took time. Like this, let's acknowledge, and we shouldn't have to say be thankful because it's their job, but let's just be thankful that it seems like every single card that was released in the Out of Position series was like uniquely crafted. And I can appreciate that. We complain a lot as a community about copy-paste cards or copy-paste players or like the same players in Team Affinity all the time. None of that happened in this drop. So shout out to SDS for that. Other things I was concerned about is that, like, there would be guys that were so weirdly overpowered. And I don't think that's true. Like, there are a lot of good cards. This Team Affinity dropped a lot of good cards. Truly. I don't think any of them are like, oh my good golly gracious, look out, it's broken. Anthony Rizzo, who we're on the screen with as the collection for collecting 40 out-of-position cards, is as close to broken as possible. He's a two-way player who throws lefty submarine with a 68-mile-an-hour screwball and a sinker. Kind of like a little bit of a created player. I truly understand that. But he doesn't throw 116 miles an hour, so he's not completely overpowering. And his hitting is just, it's very strong. I wouldn't call it game-breaking. So that's really the strangest one we got. But let's talk about some of the reasons why I like what happened. First off, like I said, it was handled tastefully. What does that mean? Let's go to, you know what? The easiest way to get to this might just be through the main screen. If you guys didn't know, you can access moments through the main screen. And it's actually kind of faster to do it this way because you could just do them in succession. Okay, so the reason I like this drop, or I'm happy with this drop, and a couple people have pointed to this already, and I agree. Look above my head. So they gave Manny Machado a reliever card, who's really good, by the way. Why did they make him a reliever? In high school, Manny Machado was recruited primarily as a shortstop, but he was also very talented on the mound. Pitching from a 3/4 arm slot, which they sort of gave him. It's hard to match it perfectly. He threw a 90-mile-an-hour fastball with movement. Pitching as Machado, toss a scoreless inning. That's the moment, whatever. He was a pitcher. Not a bad one. Not a great one. Not a bad one. And they made him a pitcher. Cutter Crawford. Cutter was the starting shortstop for his high school before transitioning to being a full-time pitcher. So he's a shortstop. Was he a high-level shortstop? Not necessarily, but he has a history at the position. Some of these are a little not far-fetched, but some of these are a little less concrete. Like, I would argue the Cutter Crawford shortstop one is like, yeah, like, it's very rare for high schoolers to be pitchers only. Like, they usually play center field, shortstop, first base to save their arm. Like, they play around. So, like, whatever. But still, he has a history as a shortstop. Mariano Rivera was a primary center fielder for his amateur team in Panama. And to take that one step further, Mariano Rivera, for just about his entire career, was kind of, it became infamous for always shagging fly balls in center field during batting practice. Like, that was just like how his body warmed up, and he was athletic. Like, he'd go for it. He'd go after these balls. Bit him in the ass when he tore his, I want to just say his ACL, but he tore up his knee real bad in Kauffman Stadium the second to last year before he retired. So this one's a little bit of a nightmare for Yankees fans, but like, this is cool. Shane McClanahan, standout two-way player in high school, playing first base and right field while also the team's ace. Roy Halladay was a multi-position prodigy. Adam Dunn came in to pitch for the White Sox in the 9th inning against the Rangers. Like, they did some cool stuff here. What they also did that I liked, I'm pretty sure for 100% of the cards, I do have to check on one of them, however, is that they didn't just go, oh, Anthony Rizzo is also a secondary of first base. They removed it from the equation. You cannot put him at his true primary of first base. The only one I want to double check, actually, I guess two of them, Willie Mays and Jonah Heim. Jonah Heim, for a second, said you could catch him as a secondary, which I didn't like. I think they took that away. Where the hell is Jonah Heim? Okay, good. Yeah, Jonah Heim. They took away his secondary position of catcher. He's a third baseman. Jonah Heim is objective. Jonah Heim and Willie Mays, back-to-back, actually, on this list here, are objectively probably two of the least fun. They just moved them around the diamond. Like, I know there's reasons for that. They both played third base, but Willie Mays, first base, shortstop, third base. Okay, so he can't play center field either, so that's good. Objectively, those two are probably the worst. Cronenworth's kind of up there, too, but so is Zach Gallen. Not interesting. But, I mean, look at the drop, guys. The drop is crazy good. And you could feasibly, we'll do it right now. I haven't done it yet. We'll do it right now. We'll just call this team OOP. Let's say you wanted to go into Season 3 with 0 wildcards, which you can. 4, if you had 4 from Season 2, they carry over. That was a late adjustment they made. If you wanted to, you could make strictly a really good lineup. Like a really good lineup out of the out-of-position cards. So we'll go Randy Johnson in left. We'll put Lorenzen in center. What did we get him for? Oh, he's a collection as well. We'll put McClanahan in right. Willie Mays there. Oh, DeGrom at short is just a cheat code. Halladay there. Cy Young there just because Lance Lynn's a headliner. I'll take him out even though he's super cheap. We can go Kenley Jansen catching. And let's just say you completed it. You could put Rizzo as the DH as a two-way, but let's say you haven't completed it yet. Totally fine. CC Sabathia is a lot of fun as a DH. How fun is that? CC Sabathia, Dontrell Willis, and Jake Arrieta, 3 like pitchers who raked as DH cards. I think it's so fun. I'm loving this. Oh, I want to put Nolan Ryan in center field, actually, just in case people don't have collections done. Okay, that team makes me feel better, right? Nobody here is unobtainable. No, okay, perfect. This lineup to start season 3. Randy Johnson, Nolan Ryan, Shane McClanahan, who is not going to be the best in the outfield, but he's fine. Cy Young, Roy Halladay, Jacob deGrom, Willie Mays, Kenley Jansen, who has Jorge Polanco's swing, by the way, and CC Sabathia. That's a fine starting lineup. And then the pitching rotation. Like, again, we'll take out Rizzo just in case people don't have him yet. That's fine. Byron Buxton's cracked. Mike Trout's really good. Mason Wynn's really good. Ellie De La Cruz is really good. And Brandon Crawford's okay. Austin Riley, I don't think is as good. You want to go compete. Oh, and by the way, the bullpen. You can make a whole bullpen out of position guys if you go pay 20,000 stubs or take him out of the free pack, Jose Trevino. This is why, in my opinion, SDS nailed this content drop. Nailed it. There are very few times in a given life cycle of a game, specifically it will be the show series, and this year even more specifically, that SDS has nailed something. All-star content, nailed. Most recent example is probably that, though the content, the end of Season 2, did progressively get better. I digress. The reason... Oh, and sorry, Wade Boggs an event reward. I apologize. If you've gotten 10 wins in the event, you've got Wade Boggs. So there's 2 cards in here that you cannot just obtain for free. Sorry. Regardless, you can make an entire roster with one position player out of position. One of them. And he's not awful. Not out of position. Secondary position. The whole thing is out of position. Including a bench. And again, we'll take away... we'll put Jonah Heim here, and we'll put Rivera there. So there's, again, all free cards. He's a collection, so we'll go all free again. I'm committed to the bit here. All free. All free. Rotation, all free. 5 cards. Well, Brandon Crawford, sorry. We'll put Austin Riley in. Now he's all free. I'm really committed to this bit. All these guys free. All these guys free. All these guys free. 2 of these. One you got to pay for. One you got to play the event to 10 wins. Or 15 wins. Something like that. Not a lot of wins. Holy hell. That they never accomplish. Not only filling a full team out, but making it a fantastic... Like, this is a good, playable team. On day 1 of a content drop. I mean, wipe your hands of it. Let's separate for a second. We'll separate for 1 second. The fact that this is an out-of-position card series. If you don't like out-of-position, I understand. I'm not upset at you. But let's just pretend this was a normal card series in which everybody was at their full, normal, regular positions. If SDS did a content drop that accomplished 2 things. A, filled out your entire roster to start a new season. And B, made it good, like competitively good, we'd all be like, yes, absolutely. So now, take it 1 step further, they did that and just swapped some silly positions on some guys and called it a day. And like, that's fun. That's the reason I am having fun. And again, me having fun doesn't mean I am angry at people who are not having fun. But I'm having fun because we as a player base, sometimes rightfully, sometimes wrongfully, let's acknowledge our own faults, complain. All the cards are the same. Every drop feels the same. All the card series are the same. No new legends. Blah, 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 blah. So, is it compensating for no new legends that they're just putting position players randomly in different places? Yeah, for sure it is. Like, we can acknowledge that. A spade. But this is the most different content drop they've done in years and maybe ever. This is hysterical to say, the first time we've ever had a usable Shane McClanahan, borderline usable, and a usable Cy Young. Cy Young actually rakes, by the way. If you haven't used him, try him. He rakes. He's either Lou Gehrig's swing or Rogers Hornsby's swing. I don't know if the community has settled yet on what his swing is. It's one of those two. They're pretty similar. And then, like, this is the most fun thing for me. CC Sabathia and Dontrell, even Noah Syndergaard to a lesser degree, having like hitter cards that are cool. Like how fun is that? One of the things we lost by losing the DH is that you don't get to hit with the pitchers who used to be able to rake. And trust me, I'm fine with that. I am not upset that the DH is the DH is here. I'm happy the DH is here. But by losing the hitting pitcher, we didn't get to hit nukes with Willis or CC or really any of these guys, DeGrom. Now we can. And it's fun. So, I am an enormous fan of this. I've had a great time. They made the content easily grindable. As you can see, I finished everything super fast. And it wasn't hard. Sorry, as I reach over here to grab something, guys. I apologize. You want to know how I did it quickly? And I didn't do it quickly to, like, no-life it and, just rush to get things done. I was excited to get things done. Sometimes I just rush these content drops because I just kind of want to be, like, I want to be done with it so I don't have to deal with it. This one I truly wanted to, like, get done. Like, there's a difference between wanting to do it to get it done and wanting to do it just so it's out of the way. This was not an out-of-the-way situation. But the grind was also really easy. So here's what I did. The first thing I did was I did all the exchanges. There's 4 exchanges. If you've been saving up cards, it's not that hard. Some people prefer to just sell all the cards they open from packs. That makes this a little harder for you. It's still not... Most people can probably do half of the exchanges. So I did the exchanges. I did the moments. And then I started putting players on a grind team that fulfilled team-based missions, and I went into the Conquest. I actually played the entire big Conquest map. It didn't take a million years. Where the hell is the big new Conquest map? Well, take my word for it. Is it this one? Yeah. I did the full Conquest map, the out-of-position Conquest map. I tried the Showdown. Showdown might still be the quickest way, so if you want to do Showdowns, go right ahead, go do Showdowns. It might still be the quickest way, but I wasn't in a rhythm, because I haven't been playing a ton. So the Showdown was like, I was not having fun doing it, and I was kind of struggling doing it. So I said, screw the Showdown. I can guarantee that I can get 125,000 experience towards the TA. That's more than 50% of every TA, just by grinding the map. Which, if you grind efficiently, and if you bunt your way out of innings, and if you're doing things smartly, it doesn't take more than like 8 hours. You could spread that out over a few days. I didn't have a lot going on this weekend, so I just did it. And it served a dual purpose. The more I played the Conquest, it was a double XP weekend, and they expanded the XP cap. Shout out to SDS for that. I was gaining XP in Season 3. And what did that do? I finished the frickin' reward path. And I got Hank Aaron, who is incredible. So, I did the Conquest. That helped finish TA. Then I did the event to 20 wins, which is not that many. I went 20-5, so it took me 25 games. It might take you more. That's okay. But I went 20-5 to finish the event. And then a third of the way through BR, I finished the experience wheel, or experience path, or whatever. Now I'm almost done with the BR because I've kind of been playing BR. I went flawless the other day. Second time this year. Look at that. So, the goal of this season is obviously to speed things along. The goal of this season is, like, SDS acknowledging, hey, we know you guys really haven't loved this game this year. We know that a lot of people probably don't love sets and seasons. We know that people don't want to use 92s in September. So, we're going to make sure you can have 99s as fast as possible. That's a different argument now about, because here come the people in the comments. Why does everybody have to be a 99? 99s are stupid. Whether you believe that or not, that's fine. That's just not what I'm talking about right now. You cannot deny that the player base in the majority cares about 99s and high-ranking cards. So with that being the case, SDS is going to cater to those people. So they're schmoving us along, and I love it. I like it. I want to feel like my time is like achieving something. I don't want to feel like I'm spending so much time grinding a game, but nothing's happening. And you know what else they did? And this is a very personal thing. You might entirely disagree, and that's okay. That's your prerogative. I didn't play a lick of ranked last season. I played maybe 3 games for content, and as you can see, I'm down to 550. They didn't even reset me at 700 because I didn't make World Series. I didn't try to make World Series. I played like 3 games. But those bastards, they've gotten me back in because my king, Paul O'Neill, is a World Series reward. So, guess who's going to be making World Series this year? And hopefully sooner rather than later. It's going to be me. That's a very personal thing. That's like SDS releasing the one card any of you have always wanted, and you're like, yes, finally, I can go get that. But they did that for me. So, maybe that's skewing my opinion of Season 3 a little bit, and I totally recognize that. Again, that's personal to me. But Paul O'Neill's my favorite player of all time, and I can't wait to use him. And his swing is incredible. But I truly think they knocked this out of the park, man. Like, it was easy. It's different. It's fun. You know, if you're a baseball purist, I don't know why you're playing Diamond Dynasty anyway, because you could put Mike Trout in left field and Mickey Mantle in center field and Tony Stone at second base and Jorge Posada catching. None of that aligns. So if you're a baseball purist, I don't know why you're complaining about Roy Halladay playing second base. At least he is truly a second baseman on the card. The only thing unrealistic about this card series is that none of them actually hit or pitch with the motions that were given to them. But that's because they can't, you know, mocap all those people. That's the only thing unrealistic about the whole dang thing. So, I'm here for it. You know, I think it's obvious that whoever on the live content team was assigned to producing this content drop and this card series took a ton of time, took a ton of care, personalized the cards, which is important. None of the cards feel like copies of other ones. Tied it to some history with the individual player, which I think is cool and fun. And, like, really tried to do something out of the box different. And I like it. You can argue maybe the card art's a little funny. Or a little, like, how does this tie to out of position? Maybe it's like a parallel universe. I'm assuming that's what that means. Whatever. I think the card art's fine. It's not... It's probably like a B. I like card art. Generally speaking, card art cannot hurt my experience. It can only enhance my experience. So the fact that this card art's whatever doesn't hurt my experience. It's just not like, it's just not the coolest thing on earth. But I think that's a fair assessment anyway. You know, and then you want to make some of these new cards even better? Or you want to just, do you want to start out with an absolute goon squad? The Cornerstone Captain O'Neill Cruz, which, if you know how to do the glitch to not have to start him and still get the boost, that's up to you. You could do that. But you do an O'Neill Cruz team with, like, a couple wild cards in here, and it's absolutely disgusting. By the way, if you're running O'Neill Cruz, who are you playing at second base? For some reason, Alan Trammell was the guy. Like, are we actually running DeGrom at second and trusting his defense and then using, like, I don't know, at third? Somebody else? Like, I don't know. Someone tell me who we're using. I guess Beltray, we could even... Perhaps we could do Beltray. I mean, we could do anybody, really. I don't know. Let's do Beltray. Let's just put Beltray there for the sake of putting Beltray there. Whatever. Like, is this what we're running? With Ernie Banks at first? Or are we doing a different first baseman? See, I don't even know. I don't run captains, but, like, if you wanted to run a captain, they gave you a cracked-out captain to use. Like, a disgustingly cracked-out captain to use. So, guys, I mean, I don't know what more we're asking for. Again, if you're not having fun with it, if you think it's gimmicky, it kind of is, but if you're upset at the gimmick, you have every right to be upset at the gimmick. Be upset at things that make you upset, whatever they are. But we have to, I think, acknowledge when the community gets upset about repetition, when the community gets upset about lack of creativity, when the community gets upset about not having different types of cards, and then they give us something that really, if we're being honest with ourselves, achieves all the things we've been asking for, we should be thankful. That's just the way I see it. If you don't see it that way, again, I don't care. Not that I don't care. Have your opinion. I don't care that we, disagree. That's what I meant. But, like, I think this achieves all the things we've been asking them to achieve within the confines of the game they've built this year, right? Like, that's the other caveat. They don't have many other choices right now because this is the game they've built, and this is the content structure they've decided on. Moving ahead to the future, I don't see the out-of-position card series going away. I don't know if it'll always be a team affinity every year, because then that'll get super repetitive. But, like, let's just say next year, MLB The Show 25 goes back to what we would call a normal content structure, where there's no sets and seasons. Day one, everybody starts with, like, 84s, 85s, 86s, and it's a slow creep, let's say by, like, July, maybe. 99 start August. You guys pick the timeline, whatever. 99s really start rolling out, and then the God 99 start coming out later on. I can see throughout that game cycle where, like, a random headliner, like, what if early in the year when we're 84 through 86, headliner Isaiah Kiner-Falefa reliever. He's an 86, and he's a reliever. He's not great, but he's out of position. Does that hurt anybody's experience playing the game? No. Would you ever otherwise use an IKF card? Absolutely not. It's just fun and it's different. And I think it opens the door for more variety. You want to see variety? Look at some of the lineups I've been facing. I'm here for this. I like this. I can't complain about this. We'll see how they handle it the rest of the season. There's always time for my opinion to change. But if we're just judging this individual content drop, specifically talking out of position, but the entire content drop as a whole, it's an A. I give it an A. I stand by the A. I know I've previously said good things about this game, specifically MLB The Show 24, and then it's come back to bite me in the ass. I don't think this is going to, because this is different. This is not like, I love week one of the game, it's the best game I've ever played, and then everything turns around and becomes a nightmare. That's not what this is. This is content, not gameplay. It's totally different. So I like it. As you can see, I'm not even running a full wild card on my main God Squad. I've got 2 wild cards. Because I do think, if we're being honest, the outfield out-of-position cards are the weakest of the group. So I'm running Giancarlo Stanton in left because I love Giancarlo, and Bernie Williams because he's a very good switch hitter, and I think I'm leading him off. I am leading him off. No other wild cards anywhere else. I could wild card relievers, but honestly, I like all these cool relievers. Charlie Blackmon pitches like Josh Hader. Riley Green pitches like Aroldis Chapman and is a multi-inning Aroldis Chapman without the velo. Adam Dunn pitches like Lou Trevino. Jose Trevino, not Lou Trevino, pitches like Justin Topa. Manny Machado, I don't know who he pitches like. Someone will have to remind me who that is. I know in my head, but I can't recall who it is. It's just fun, man. I'm having fun. So what should we expect moving forward? There will be, I hope, definitely one pitching video this week, as always. It'll be with Anthony Rizzo. There may be a second one on Friday where I play a 9-inning ranked game and use a different out-of-position reliever every inning. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 8 of them. So we'll use an opener, and then we'll use a different one every inning, or we'll give someone 2 innings. I don't know. We'll figure that out. What would you guys rather see? Let me know what you guys rather see. And then we've got more pitchers to use. Like, I can make these 4 guys last for the next couple weeks because they're all good. PCA's good. Buxton's good. Ellie's more of a shorter appearance starter because he's got no control. But regardless, Mason Wynn's real good. Like, we can have fun with this. And that's why I'm here. I want to have fun when I'm playing a video game. And MLB The Show, in my opinion, has not been incredibly fun this year. This is fun. I have had fun playing the game. And that's all I ask for. So that is where we're going to end this episode of the podcast. Let me know what you think. I'm sure plenty of you have already told me you vehemently disagree and you hate my opinion and you think this is the dumbest thing you've ever seen. If you're going to say that, you have every right to. Just be nice about it. That's all I ask. Thank you guys for making it to the end. Love you all. It is September. The content keeps rolling along. So you subscribe so you don't miss it. Enjoy your guys' week. And I will see you next time.